Hello and welcome to the first answer video for our web security challenges. The challenge this week was the beginner #1 challenge to find cross-site scripting in DVWA once you have Dojo installed and configured correctly. So we'll show you how that works here. First, we're just going to go to Firefox, start that up. And click through to DVWA. Notice the login here. It's admin password. You can also get to the same place through the bookmarks. Mobile web apps, DVWA says admin password. If you forget what the password is supposed to be, it's an easy place to call it up. Here we go. The first instruction I gave you was to set security level to low. So you do that here. Go to DVWA security. Set that to low. What that actually does in the background is give you a cookie that sets security to low. And then go to cross-site scripting. If you read the documentation on cross-site scripting, you should know that what it basically is a way for you to inject code into the page of somebody else, and JavaScript code can do pretty much anything the user can do on the end system. There are some limitations, but for the most part, cross-site scripting gives you control of another user's browser, the bottom line. So we'll just check what happens here. What's my name? My name is Steve. Submit that. Hey, look, it tells me my name back. So what happens if I look at the source here? I'll try to do this thing with no tools. Hello, Steve. I'm in source there. So what happens if I say my name is something like this? Hello, Steve. All right, so let's view the page source. It puts the brackets there are not encoded. If you read the documentations, that's the main problem, is the problem that you do not encode the inputs. And it looks like in the context here, all we need to do is something like this. There we have a pop-up showing that Java code ran. It's not a very difficult thing. It's not something that's really going to affect you to have that pop up, but it proves that in the code we're injecting actual script tags, which then let us put anything we want to do here. We can redirect to another page. We can pull cookies off the site. For all the different impacts of cross-site scripting, you have to read the documentation provided. This is the simplest way to go about finding it, is just manually put in data, see if the data gets echoed in the page, and then see what characters are necessary to escape the context. And here, there is no characters necessary to escape the context because it is in the body, and then just put in script tags. If we were in single quotes in there in a different context, we'd have to first break out of the single quotes or close any other tags we were in, or we could put attributes in, and it gets much more advanced from there. But the basic easy demo here is just to, if you're in no context, just put in the script context. Okay, now the other one we're going to look at, cross-site scripting stored. It's the same thing, just put in some test data. Test data is echoed back in the page. You can look at the comments here. So if we come back and view stored again, here's a test comment, ASDF message test. Once again, we're not in any brackets or quotes or anything where our source comes back, so it's going to be the same kind of vector. It looks like the name is limited to a certain length, so you won't be able to inject that directly here. So we're going to try this. And the page comes back and says, hey, I broke your browser. Not so good. We'll come back and visit it again, and it does the same thing. It pops up our alert box. And here's the code that does that. Message, script alert 1. I'm not sure why our browser is freezing on that particular call. There's no reason that that call should cause the browser to freeze in this context. But there, that's proved cross-site scripting. The name field is probably also vulnerable, but it limits the length of the input here. Let's see. Yeah, see, it limits the length of the input, but that might be just client side or server side, so we'd have to use some extra tools to be able to put more length in there. There's the basic overview of where to find DVWA, how to find and test in a very, very basic way for cross-site scripting. Future challenges will show how to use more automated tools that do this a lot more efficiently, and we'll check for more contexts automatically. But this is just a basic tutorial this week to get you started. I hope it was useful, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week.